Greetings, I am Herbert Erpaderp, and here's a model railway update. As you can probably see, not a whole lot has happened. I have, however, acquired some shiny new rolling stock, a set of 6 Collett coaches, or do you say Collett? I have no idea, but I choose Collett. Anyway, I recently received 6 of these Dapol coaches, and I was so excited I just had to go and run them. This is the first time I've ever had a full passenger train with matching carriages, unless you count the B set that I've got. This is something I always wanted as a child, but for various reasons, it was never possible. But now I'm an adult with adult money, so I bought these. I did pre-order them months ago, but they recently became available, and hopefully they are still available. I would like to pick up a couple more of these in the Crimson scheme to add some variety and interest, and because I understand that to be realistic. Still, it's really satisfying to watch a full, matching train run around the track. I don't feel like I'm really the right person to do an in-depth review on these coaches, or any N-gauge stuff really, but let's have a closer look at them anyway. I got 2 of each type of coach that was available, 2 brake composites, 2 composites, and a pair of second classes. The seconds being the only 2 with different numbers. I don't personally think that doubling up on the numbers is too big a deal, and it's pretty difficult to read the numbers once you're more than a few centimeters away from the model anyway. I'm sure there are decals or transfers you could replace the numbers with, or you could hide them with weathering. I'm obviously not an expert on Colletts, but I feel like the detailing is quite good here. I don't know how they compare to models from the likes of Graham Farish or any other manufacturers, but I can't see much to complain about here. I'm sure some rivet counter is currently foaming at the mouth because they've noticed one of the vents on the roof is a millimeter out of place or something like that, but they look very nice to me. For the most part, the paintwork is pretty good too, though one of my brake composites did have a bit of errant red paint somehow. It's not the worst thing in the world, but it is kind of annoying. However, I do intend to weather these, if only fairly lightly, and I feel like it's not going to be a huge issue to cover that up at that time, either with weathering or just a patch of cream-coloured paint. I do rather like this colour scheme, and because I'm not knowledgeable in that area, I have to assume that they're reasonably close to the correct colour. I understand that some people like to know how much rolling stock weighs, so I weighed these, and unsurprisingly, most of them weigh about the same, between 23.65 and 23.7 grams, making my 6-car train about 142 grams. One of the composites for some reason weighed 22.3 grams. I don't know if there's something wrong with it, or if I weighed it wrong somehow, but I don't feel like it's that much of a difference, and nothing seems to be running poorly, so I doubt it really matters. I've no idea if these coaches are heavy or light for what they are, but my Rapido Class 28 seems to handle the train with no issue. The coaches are nice and free rolling, and they seem perfectly happy to stay on the rails. Not that I really did any in-depth testing, but they seem to run fine through my points and tightest curves, which I guess aren't really that tight, and I couldn't tell you what radius they are unless I went over and measured them, and I'm not going to. Mostly I was just sitting there going, ooh, shiny. You might not know this, but I'm very easily amused. Anyway, what I'm trying to get at is I had no issues. The bogies do seem to have a bit of lateral play to them, and because of that, if you look closely, some of them seem to sit a little bit to one side or the other. I don't think that's a huge deal though, and I only really noticed it when I was looking down the length of the train. The wheels are metal, and not shown here, there are contacts already installed for internal lighting. The packaging included a slip of paper with information about how to remove the roofs to install the lighting sets that Dapol makes. I don't really have any interest in that at the moment, but it seems like they make it easy. What I do have an interest in though, is replacing the couplings. I think I'd like to try magnetic coupling for these coaches. They would probably look a lot better if they were coupled closer, and because they'll pretty much always be coupled in a set, magnetic couplings make sense, and wouldn't require changing the couplings on anything else. If you do have any tips or tricks in relation to magnetic couplings, let me know in the comments section below. I can't really think of much else to say about these Colletts. Hopefully this semi-review is somewhat helpful or at least a little bit interesting. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to put them in the comments section below. subscribe if you want to see more, support on Patreon or Ko-fi if you're able, and check out some of the links in the description. Take care of yourselves, be excellent to each other, and thanks for watching. Farewell.